I love studying. I love learning. I'm a constant learner. If it's through books. And a few years back, I discovered MOOCs on my own, and I started doing them for myself. And then all of a sudden, we got this call from Agrari to fun in your school. Now, I don't know if any of your schools have done them before, but we did. And I said, wow, this can be done in the classroom. Our first attempt was actually in the 9th grade. Two of our teachers who really fell in love with the idea, they took one of the courses that we did on the MOOCathon from edX on superheroes, where they actually learn about superheroes, the history of the superheroes. The main character that actually was one of the speakers, the main speaker was actually Stan Lee. Okay. And it was done in the classroom in the 9th grade. They actually took 2 classes together, mixed them up, and they got some really nice results. I decided to go another way, and I decided to go towards my 10th grade. Okay, MOOCs, for those who don't know, okay, massive online open courses, university courses from almost every good university today has them online. Okay, we have various platforms, but you have courses from Juilliard and Harvard and the University of Barcelona, the Jerusalem University, the Hebrew University, and in almost every single subject that you can think about. I decided to incorporate them into my 10th grade, where I'm very lucky that the past few years, we actually have 6 hours in the 10th grade. And I decided with my very, very strong class, okay, to take 2 hours out of the 4 hours, to get rid of the book and to have them do courses online. One other thing before I even get there, I actually also did MOOCs as part of Haskalah Klalit, which was a very interesting attempt, because there are also MOOCs in Hebrew, not a lot. There are some in Hebrew, or that they have Hebrew subtitles. So I actually did in a regular class, a homeroom class, for half a year, MOOCs in a homeroom teacher. And I even did that during Corona, which was quite the challenge. Anyway, it does change how you know your students. It does, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But we have here, if you notice on the left side, where it says Coursera and edX, those are the 2 main platforms that are very easy to sign up for and to use. Okay. How do we work? Our objective is that they actually learn a course. Most work in pairs. So here and there's some who work as individuals. We have once a week a double lesson where they study the course. And the beauty of it is it's all in English, and it's in good English. It's in university English. Sometimes it might be too hard for them, but on the whole, they get the idea. They can put subtitles, which help them a lot, in English. They have the writing of what's being said, the text next in each course. If you've ever seen the way these courses are built, the text is there. So they can read along while they're listening to the professor or whoever is giving this course. Okay, but it does improve the vocabulary. It also learning something that they want to learn. This is probably the most amazing thing, because this is their one. And I tell them, this is your one opportunity in school to actually pick what you want to learn from thousands, literally thousands of courses that are there online. They don't, even when they have their magamot, they still have to pick in what there is. But here, they can go really wild. I give 2 caveats. 1, no math, because these are good 5 strong pointers. They're also usually good in math also. So no math and not another language. If you enjoy doing a MOOC and you want to learn another language, you can do that also, but not here. I want you to work in English. Okay. And even if if you do take a language course, yes, it'll be partial English, but it'll also be a lot of Spanish or whatever. Okay. I just continue. Okay. So how do we work this? Okay, first they get an explanation. I do have a PowerPoint presentation that I have on what it is, what the idea behind it is, how they work, how they choose, where they choose. Okay, and then after that, they said, okay, now that do you want to work alone or in a pair? I have them get to know the platforms. Okay, I might even put up the platform up on the board so they can kind of see how to find, because we think they're literate in computers. They are not literate in computers. They're literate on social media and on their phones. But to use a computer and to find things, they're not very good. So the first thing we have to choose, get to know the platform, you have to pick a course, you have to sign up, you have to remember how you signed up. The amount of kids over the years who have forgotten what their password is, it amazes me each time. Okay, I make sure guys write it down so you'll have it. Make sure your partner knows who it is. Okay, once you get that done, then they work. Beginning of the lesson, they go get computers, they work on their MOOC, they learn for about an hour. Okay, let's say we have an hour and a half. It takes time. What I want to see is about hour and 10 minutes of learning. I don't stand with a stopwatch and say, you have to learn this amount. No, you go at your own pace. I'm not looking for quantity, I'm looking for quality. If you learned a certain amount, that's great. What's important for me is the process. I don't care if you finish the course. If you finish the course, fantastic. Now you're going to choose another course. You might decide, okay, in the middle, this is just too much. I don't get it. Let's change our course. Fine. It's also great. I've had kids who, in courses, something that I did, I told them, I did years ago a course on the space race, and it taught from the University of Barcelona. And during that, they had two parts. One was the history, and one was the physics. Well, the physics was too much for me, so I just kind of passed over that. What I could understand, great. What I didn't, I also went on. And I told kids you can do that. I want to see the learning process. I want you to learn something that you have chosen and you want to learn it. And I've had things this year, and each year I'm always amazed by what they choose. I've seen kids choose this year. I have kids learning music. I have kids learning criminology. I have some learning business, first time. And each year they surprise me at what they choose. At a certain point, and I like doing this the whole year, or at least 3/4 of the year, at the end, they're going to teach us, the groups, they'll do a Google slide and teach the class and me what they studied. And I did forget to keep some kind of a organization at the end of the lesson, the last 10 minutes. Okay, now you go into the Google Classroom, and there is a shared docs for each student, and they write one paragraph what they learned that day. So they also have, I can see the date, what they learned, the date and what they learned. What went well? First of all, yes, they enjoy studying. These are kids who like to study, and they can actually find almost anything that they want. And because they're all over the place, it changes the relationship. I'm learning with them. I'm learning from them. I just walk around. Those are 2 hours. It took me quite a bit of time to realize I don't have to sit and teach them something. They're learning. I'm walking around and helping them. Sometimes they'll have a problem with some information, and I might be able to tell them how to find and get a bit more, or I can help them with the information that I have. I can sit and talk with them a little bit, how it's going, what they're doing. It breaks the classroom down into really small bits, and basically they're all over school, and I wander around the school and talk with them. It gives them responsibility. One of the things I really repeat over and over, guys, you need to be responsible for your learning process. And when I come, I want to see that you are learning. It takes a while, but they do it. They learn at their own pace. One time I had to read them the riot act and say, guys, this is a chupar. You're getting a treat here. I want you to be responsible for your learning. I have to say, my class this year, they're amazing. What I have changed, I use Coursera, not edX, because of the way edX works now. You get a certain amount of time to learn, and then they stop your free use. Coursera is still free. I have given a framework. They come into class, they get computers, they come into class, call out names, give them parameters of where they can be. I have kids outside, in the class, in the library, in other places in the school. They have to tell me where they are. At the end, I tell them the exact time when they can stop learning and write the reports, and then return the computers. And that works very well.
Thank you.
Okay. On the whole, they enjoyed immensely. They really, really like it. It's a great opportunity. This is my MOOC cow. Okay. And I do have some, before we go into questions, I'll show you my little video of a minute of my kids. I learned how to do a video this time from photos. So I'm very proud of myself here. Hopefully this will come up soon, fast. There we go. Okay.
Wow, thank you so much. We're gonna have to leave the breakout room. So if we have time for one question.
Okay, any questions really fast, guys? Sorry.
Yarden, it was amazing. Thank you.
Welcome.